I'll try anything once.
Yeah, I ate a cricket once. Did you ever shave sheep?
Yep. Yes, I sound scripted. Send me a script.
Yo, what is up with you guys? Everybody hates Jabber, and we are back with another episode. Season 2 is in full effect, guys. We have a great guest for you guys today. We have our second ever female on the pod today, guys. I want to branch out a little bit more, start getting some more of you guys' females' perspective from things, talk to you guys about what you guys do, because men are not the only ones in the world who can do something great.
Right.
So I like to, showcase that, we all have talents, we all have special things, and we all can learn from each other. So usually you guys just see my love, Skylar. But today you guys are going to get another guest today. We've got Brooke. Is it Bellendir?
Bellendir, yeah, that's actually really good. Usually people butcher it the first time, so that was spot on.
Yeah. So I'm used to that because my name is JL, but it's spelled like Jaelle.
Okay.
So I get Jaylee a lot of times. I get Jail. They're like, your name's Jail? Like you've been to jail? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I haven't heard that before. So I'm used to like having the name butchered.
Well, I'm right there with you.
Right. If you see me sweating today, I don't know why. It's hot in here. I've been doing a lot of moving around. So guys, I might be a little bit sweaty, which is kind of weird.
It's hot in Oklahoma, so.
You said.
It's hot in Oklahoma, so it's normal.
That's facts. Like, why is it so fucking hot here? Like,
Dude.
Have you lived in Oklahoma your whole life?
Since 2006, so the majority of my life. So I would say yes.
Yeah. So, like that Oklahoma heat, it just gets hotter and hotter. It seems like every year.
It's bad.
Yeah. I'm originally from Kansas, but like there's not really much difference. Oklahoma and Kansas, they're pretty much coincide right there with each other with hotness and coldness. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can never, even if you've lived here your whole life, I feel like you never actually get used to it.
Yeah. And then like you go to like I went to Vegas before, and like they're like, oh, this is a different type of heat out here. And it is, but like it's not the same. Like I sweat way more in Oklahoma than I did in Vegas. Like,
absolutely.
Way more. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right on into it. Like I said, I've introduced you, but who are you and like what do you do?
Well, like you said, my name is Brooke Bellendir.
Yes.
During the day, I work at a pediatric dental office. Okay. So that's my 7 to 5 every day. And then evenings and weekends, I spend my time content creating. Okay. And I still am not used to like saying that about myself. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm a content creator. That still just sounds so weird.
Yeah.
So all of my time is either working a day job or working for, I guess you would say, fun.
Yeah.
Showing off the different experiences of Oklahoma, things that you can do, places you can visit, places you can eat, anything and everything that I can show about Oklahoma. Right. That's what I like to do. Yeah. And it's just been such a fun hobby for me. Yeah.
What part of like what do you do would you say like gives you like that fulfillment?
I think the most fulfillment I get from content creating would be all the responses that I get from people that are like, I didn't know you could do that in Oklahoma. Yeah. I didn't know that was available. That is the best part to me, is just people who have like this strong mindset of there's nothing to do in Oklahoma. You have to go somewhere else. And then I can provide them with something they would have never guessed they could find here.
Right. And I feel that because like for me, like what fulfills me and getting to do these podcasts is like, they always tell you, like you're supposed to be, to surround yourself with like successful people or surround yourself with people that you can learn from. But it's also like, successful people and people that are doing stuff, that have things to do, they don't have time to go make new friends. They don't have time to take new friends underneath their wings. So it's like, how are someone that has no tie, that's not successful, how do they get in the door with these successful people or people that are doing something to become successful without being, in that position already, So like having this podcast, I think the thing that fulfills me is, being able to talk to people and learn from people, being able to provide learning, testimonies and stuff for like my viewers as well, you know. So that's part of like what fulfills me, and like the reason why it fulfills me is because it helps me to be able to grow, helps me to be able to learn, to be able to grow, and to be able to progress myself. So what would you say is like the reason that, you know, having those responses fulfills you?
Just providing knowledge to people. That's what makes me feel good. But I can also piggyback off of what you said, just like the people that you meet and the stories that you hear. I mean, I feel like that it's probably how I have come in contact with you is with Skylar. Just having those experiences is just made me grow in so many ways, meeting new people as well.
Yeah. Did you ever think, like, as a kid, you know, like sitting at home, like, what did you think you would be doing? Did you think you would be creating content for, like, maybe not a living yet, but like even aspiring to do that for a living?
No, I thought I was going to be like a marine biologist.
Really? Is that what it was?
I had big dreams.
Right?
And I still have big dreams, but they've just gone in another direction, and that's okay. And I like where it's headed.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, because like whenever I was a kid, the funny thing though is I've always like, and I've said this a few times on the pod too, I've always been the type of kid that would like sit at home watching Disney Channel thinking like, I should be there. Yeah, I should be on that show. Like, I want to be in front of a camera. So like you said, you know, maybe not in the way that, you know, I imagined it as a kid, but I'm still in front of the camera, still being able to like showcase and do things, showcase kind of my personality and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. But I definitely never really expected myself to be a YouTuber or a content creator. But also, how old are you?
28.
So yeah, growing up as kids for us, like that wasn't a thing.
No.
Like there was no content creators. The content creators were the Disney Channel stars and things like that. So it wasn't even like an idea that we even thought about.
Right.
Yeah. So like the year is 2005, right? Like what is childhood Brooke sitting at home doing?
So 2005, I hadn't yet moved to the Tulsa area.
Okay.
I lived, do you know where the Wichita Mountains are? Like Lawton.
Yeah.
That area.
Okay,
I lived down there, actually on a farm.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Born on a farm, huh?
Yes. My grandparents actually homesteaded the land in 1907, and it's still in our family.
Nice. That's really cool.
We had cows. I raised and showed sheep.
Oh, really? Did you ever shave sheep?
Yep.
What is that like? That's got to be so satisfying.
It's a whole like day process, like getting them ready. So you wash them, they call it shearing them, which was shaving their wool. Yeah. It's a weird feeling, honestly. Yeah.
Like actually shaving them and stuff and seeing all that. Yeah. That's so, I want to do that. Like I wish there was somewhere where you could go like shear sheep.
Yeah, like in an experience, like shaving sheep.
That'd be really cool. I'd pay to shave a damn sheep. I really would. Like, especially if I can get a bag of that wool, black sheep.
That would be funny. So living on the farm, and I was actually also, my family is in a bluegrass band.
Oh, okay.
So I played the fiddle.
No way. Yeah. You play the fiddle? I
do not anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I did, and I'm actually on a CD. I'm in one song.
What? Young Fiddler on the Roof?
I know, right? I wish I would have kept up with that, because I don't know if you've been to Shady Keys, but they have a girl who plays the fiddle, and she's amazing.
Really?
So that was childhood Brooke, living on a farm, playing in a bluegrass band, showing sheep.
That, I mean, like, who would have ever thought, you know, like someone like that lives, and that's a great story though, because a lot of people that come from those places, they never think that they can do anything. Yeah. They think that that's what their life is pretty much going to be. Like if they're not going to be shearing sheep, they're just going to be someone's old lady, you know, like sitting in the trailer home or whatever, you know, on the farm, raising the cows, you know, like, and it's good to, you know, hear stories from people that came from that same type of walk of life, that same background, that has done something with themselves or that is doing something with themselves. It just kind of gives motivation to those that are out there that are in that same position, that are thinking like, this is as best as it gets for me. The sheep shearing life is as best as it's gonna get. So,
but really, the options are unlimited.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm like, I never was raised on a farm or anything, but I did like come from like a really, really small town, Coffeyville, Kansas. I don't know if have you ever heard of it before? Yeah. So that's where I was born and raised at. And like most people that live in Coffeyville, there's just not really a whole lot to aspire to be.
Right.
You know, you don't really see too many people doing too many things great. So whenever, you know, those people that do things great, it's always like cool to look at them and see like, wow, you know what I mean? They really made it out and did something with themselves, even being from somewhere like as small as this. You know, we had one guy that I used to be pretty good friends with in like elementary school, and he like went to the NFL draft like a few years ago. So just like different things like that, that's really cool. You know, it's just like gives a lot of hope to those people.
Absolutely, because there is a lot of people in those areas who just have a mindset that that's where they are, that's where they're always going to be.
Right.
And so it is cool for them to be able to relate and see where other people have gone and that they can make a difference and
for sure
get out of there.
So we talked earlier, you said that you were like wanting to become a marine biologist. Was that ever like a real kind of like dream, or like what was like your real dream of like that you thought you were going to do whenever you were maybe in high school or whatever?
Well, I did not pursue marine biology.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. I also wanted to like be a physical therapist. I've always like been interested in something like either the ocean or like sports. I played sports all growing up.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the physical therapy came into play. And then I got to college and realized that science is not for me.
Yeah.
So
I never was a science guy. I like doing the experiments, but besides that, I didn't want to learn about science.
So
I was more of like a history buff. That was kind of my thing.
Yeah. I like math. It's hard for me to get it, but once I get it, I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hate math. I could trade math for any subject in the world and I'd be perfectly fine. I actually almost didn't graduate high school because my senior year, math was my first class of the morning. And I would skip it.
You're like, I don't want to go.
Religiously. Like that was the last thing I wanted to do, was go to school at 7:30 in the morning and like do math.
Yeah.
And like I remember like always skipping class, and then I skipped a few tests. And like I came, and like the teacher were like, my teacher was really cool, so she would always like give me a chance to like take the test or whatever. And I can remember like I was always pretty decent in school, so like even without like not being in class, like I could still come and take the test and like get like a 74, you know, like a decently passing grade.
Yeah.
Like I can remember the teacher like pulling me out of class and being like, if you would just come to class, you would have an A in my class. Like I don't have any other students that can miss as many days as you do, come in and still pass a test. Like you need to come to class. And I'm like, I'll see you next week.
Rather not.
I'd rather not. So when do you think that like that dream for you like came to an end, as far as, you know, what you actually felt like this may be what you do for life?
Content creating.
Whenever you started making content?
I think that really happened for me during COVID.
Got you.
You know, everybody is stuck at home. My job closed.
Okay.
I was still at a dental office, and so they shut down.
Yeah.
So I think that was about the time when like TikTok actually started taking off, because what else was there for people to do? So just scrolling through TikTok, people have, I say people, my friends and family have always come to me for like recommendations on things to do anyways. So I figured I have nothing else to do, might as well try to make some videos. And I think it started off with like date nights in Oklahoma. And I wasn't even like going to those places and making videos because like you couldn't go. So I was literally just like using random pictures and just like recommending places for people to go, and it kind of blew up. And so I was like, well, let's keep going. Which
is kind of, you know, it's kind of funny that like you blow up promoting places to go at a time where you can't go anywhere.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
Crazy. Very. I don't know how it happened, but I'm so thankful.
Right. You know, I think like COVID, if you were one of those people that really got on your grind during COVID and like stuck it out through that, you're probably in a pretty good position to where you're like, you're on the uprise now, you know, because a lot of those people that did get in there and really start to grind at like making content, like you said, nobody had anything to do but sit at home and watch
videos.
And that's where I kind of dropped the ball at, because I didn't know I even wanted to do podcasts. I didn't know I wanted to make YouTube videos and things like that during that time. You know, I mean, I was like, during that time, I just had a decent job. I was working it, and like that was as best as life was going to get. Like I was 9-to-5 job. My job never closed, so I didn't really have anything to worry about.
What you were doing.
Just kept doing on with life, you know, like I was going. So I kind of dropped the ball on that, and now I'm kind of trying to catch up with a lot of people that did start during that time. It's a little difficult, but as long as I keep grinding, then things will pan out. So, what do you think was like the hardest part for you taking that jump to get started?
That's a hard question. I think the hardest part for me is just balancing, because I do have that day job. So I am like squeezing all of my creating into my evenings and weekends. It's hard to balance family, friends, and basically 2 jobs. That's the hardest part for me. Is finding that good balance.
That's funny that you say that. Me and Skylar were literally just talking about that earlier in a pod that we were shooting, just about like having to find that balance, because we're both in the same position where we both have our day jobs. We both are trying to make things do with content creation and whatever else we're trying to do. So it's like trying to find that you still have friends that you have to entertain and hang out with. I don't want my friends to think that like I'm better than them, or I don't have time for them or something, even though like, guys, I don't have time. Like, it's so hard to find the time, but you still make the time, you find it. But that is one of the hardest things is balancing that. I would say like the hardest part for me though was getting past the fact that you have to be a professional. Like I really kind of struggled with that when I first started making videos, of either not wanting to put out a video or completely scrapping a video because it didn't look professional. And at the end of the day, I just didn't know how to make it. It took me time to like watch content and see like even small things from like transitions that people were doing, or intro music that people were doing, outro music, whatever it may be, little things to make your videos better. I just didn't know, that was even a thing type of thing. So it was like, that was kind of one of my things that I struggled with is I would take the time, 12 hours to create a video. The video's done, and then I watch it, and all I can think about is like, this looks nothing like Mr. Beast's video. Like, where did I go wrong? So that was kind of my hardest jump, getting started, was getting past that.
It's so funny that you say that, because I've actually been having videos pop up like from what I was doing last year, and I like cringe seeing
that's funny
the difference in like where I was, and like people liked it. And now what I'm doing, I'm like, how did you guys like this? This is awful.
and has that been happening like really recently? Like within the same here.
And
I've literally had a video from like November of last year that got like 2 views on TikTok, and then all of a sudden it's got like 27,000. And I'm like, what the hell?
What's going on?
I'm like, where did these come from? I'm like, thanks, but I don't know where this came from.
And I still think that I'm learning like how to make my stuff better. Like every day I'll see something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be doing that. Like that looks way better than what I've been doing. So I do like that part of it, is that it's always changing. So even if I think I've got it, nope. It's gonna change.
Right. And like you just said about like cringing and stuff, like at those videos, how cringy was it like whenever you first started making those videos, especially being like out in public, people are watching you, and you're like in front of a camera like, hey guys.
I still get nervous.
Actually. Me too.
I am getting better, because I'm like, you know what, who cares? But there are times where I'm getting the looks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should wait. I feel that. And it's kind of like me and Skylar kind of deal with that sometimes too. And a lot of times, like, I just like tell her, I'm just like, you know what, babe? They're here paying for their meal. We're getting ours for free because we're making this video. So make that shit and let's have fun with it. Like, and then she's like, yeah, you're right. And then we just like, fuck it. We don't care. But just need that constant reminder that, you know what? This is for a reason. They can think what they want.
Definitely. So like, how has that evolved now? Like, are you getting more comfortable with it now? Like, way more comfortable than like that first video?
And I actually think something that has to like go into that is I've been going to dinner with a couple of other influencers. We try to go like once a month, and being with them and talking with them, and seeing that they like have the same struggles. Like, they're like, my friends still make fun of me for making content, and we're like, you know what, we are getting paid to do this. So who cares? They're either going to support you or bring you down. So it's been a really great thing having those friends who are doing the same thing to just like pump each other up. Like, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And a lot of like my friends that are in this space, my friends, like my lifelong friends, they don't do this, you know, like they're regular guys and girls that just, you know, live their everyday life. But one good thing about them is they all always are supportive of me.
That's good.
They don't necessarily watch all my videos, but like they still support, you know, they'll share it even though they don't watch it. And they'll tell me, they're like, I didn't watch it, but I shared it. And I'm like,
thanks.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't have to tell me that, bro. You could have just said, yeah, you shared it, and I would have been perfectly fine. But it is like nice whenever you can connect with those people that are doing the same thing, know the same struggle. You guys can kind of bounce ideas off each other and stuff like that. I actually tried to like make a group once here in Tulsa where it was like just like a bunch of people that were content creators and stuff, and like just kind of get in a group, meet up once a week, and like just kind of bounce ideas off each other and stuff. But like, nobody wanted to do it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, we try to do it once a month, but we skip a few because everybody who is in that space just has the craziest schedules.
Yeah.
So we do when we can, and it's great. And so I would recommend trying again.
Yeah, right.
It is really nice, like talking with them who are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Do
you like make your own, like, do you like film and edit and all that, your own content? Or do you have like someone that does the editing and stuff?
Nope, I do it all.
Yeah, there you go. That makes it so much harder. Like, I feel like if I could at least have an editor, my life would be a lot easier.
Things would go quicker.
Yes.
I feel like, I mean, I'm not doing long videos like you do.
Yeah.
I think if I was doing, 30 minutes or so, like I would definitely need some help. But most of my stuff has just been like TikTok and Instagram Reels. So I've gotten used to it, and it usually goes pretty quick. But I don't know. I've been talking to people who are like, you should do YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like YouTube Shorts it's pretty much the same thing as TikTok.
Okay.
Really.
So a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, YouTube Shorts is the worst. Like, I have to make all of my videos because I don't want to make a different video for every platform.
Right.
And YouTube is the only place that'll only give you like 60 or 90 seconds or something like that. Like everywhere else you can do a little bit longer, but YouTube you can only do like 60 or 90 seconds. Okay. So like I have to make sure that all of my reels are like less, like 60 seconds or less, or else YouTube is going to cut off that end of it unless you're doing like a long form video. But
I did not know that.
I would definitely like, I think and I don't know, this is just me saying it because I guess maybe it's been around a little bit longer and a lot of people really don't know like exactly how far TikTok will go and stuff. But I feel like YouTube is one of the best places to like build a platform, Yeah. Just because I feel like the AdSense is a little bit better on YouTube. And I feel like a lot of times those brand deals might get a little bit better if you are like putting out long form content, Yeah. But I don't know.
That's
it's also
one jump that I'm scared
a little
to
bit
take,
scared to
but
make.
I need to do it.
Yeah. And it's really not like, I say that now, but right now short form content is definitely the lead. You know what I mean? Like it's in the lead. People are definitely spending more time watching short form content than they are long form content for sure. I just feel like, and I'm hoping that maybe a shift will come back where people will go back to that long form video. So
yeah. I mean, YouTube's been around a long time.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't see it going anywhere.
Did you do TikTok like before, whenever it was like the cringy just dancing and like the singing and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Did you do those type of videos too?
I did, and I'm sure they're still on there. I do not want to see them.
That's funny. Did you delete them off your main account? Or
nope.
You still got them all up there? That's good for you though, because a lot of people delete their shit. Me, I'm gonna keep everything. Yeah. I'm gonna keep everything. I don't care if I have 20 million subscribers, and that means more to me. Like I want you to be able to go to the bottom and see how the beginning came, how I started to where I'm at now. Like not only how long it took, but like how far advanced we've came,
Yeah, like how awful those were.
But yeah, dude, it is funny. I swear I was never going to get on TikTok because it was like the video of like it was like the wife and the husband or whatever. And they were like, you ain't gotta say too much. I can tell by the look at you. I don't know if you ever seen that, but it was like the wife, she would do like the girl's part, and then like the guy, he would come out and start rapping.
Oh
and
my goodness!
And it was like so cringe, and I'm like,
no,
I'm never getting on this fucking app ever.
Oh man, no, I was on it when it was Vine.
Yeah. Oh, so, you used to do Vine too?
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I ever made videos and posted them. Yeah. But I was definitely watching it when it was Vine.
Right. I watched a little bit of Vine, but not a lot though. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. But I was around a little bit in those Vine days.
Those were bad.
Yeah. Funny cringe days right there. So let's talk about a little bit about brand deals and stuff. Like, how were you able to secure your first brand deal, and what did that brand deal look like?
So my first brand deal, I believe, was with Prosimo.
Okay.
The restaurant on Cherry Street.
Okay.
It was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because have you ever been there?
Mm-mm.
So they do like a huge mozzarella cheese wedge at your table. And that's where they make like your cheese for your pasta.
Oh, really?
Like they like light it on fire. They do all the things.
Wow.
It's a really cool experience.
That sounds really cool.
And they had like, the glass around it.
Okay.
So I would love to go back if that's no longer there.
Yeah.
It's still a cool experience, but they actually reached out to me. I don't even know like how they found me or what, but they were like, we've seen your video or some videos of yours. We'd love for you to come out and feature our restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get paid, but they paid for my meal and my +1. Mm-hmm. And we got, from appetizers to the entree desserts. Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah. It was so cool. And I was like, wow, I want to do this all the time. Yeah. I love to eat. Let's do more.
You're right. How did that feel? Like, how did that feel though? Like whenever you were finally recognized, for something that like you were taking time to doing and someone finally reached out and basically said, I recognize you. I want to work with you. Let's do something. We'll take care of it.
Yeah. It was such a good feeling. And I still, to this day, when people reach out to me, I'm like, I feel so honored. Like, that's so cool that they're seeing my stuff and they like what I'm putting out. It feels so good.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So, and like, what did they like want you to do in return for that? Like, just make a video, a post, like kind of how did that work out for you?
So I believe it was just a TikTok video of my experience, the meal, everything that came with it. And gosh, this was like 3 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all that it was. One video.
So like compared to like that first deal and then like the deals that you get now, like how kind of does that work now?
So now it really depends on the business. So because I do have that full-time job, this isn't like my income. Right. I hope that one day I am brave enough to make that jump to do that full time, but I am not there yet. I'm too scared. Yeah. So now it really depends on the brand, or the company. If it's like a small local company that's just starting out, I'll work with them. I've worked with large brands like Taco Bueno, Raising Cane's, and those I do require payment. Yeah. And I really base it off of like my following. I bounce ideas off of other influencers. Like, what are you guys charging right now? What would you guys charge for this? Do you guys think this is too high? Do you think this is too low? Just because I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. No, I 100% feel that. Yeah. Because I was going to ask you, like, how do you go about like telling them, hey, I require payment, because that's kind of a little like, that's kind of something that we kind of struggle with, like we're kind of in that stage where like we definitely are like, we require something, but like we don't necessarily want to ask for payment, but it's still, even like if it's a free meal or whatever, it's like, how do you go about telling people that without wanting them to think like, oh, this person just wants free food, right? Or this person just wants to make a quick buck or whatever, I still get nervous. Yeah. Not going to lie. I've gotten everything from, me throwing out a price and they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, dang, I should have, required more. Should have shot higher. I've had others where I've reached out and they're like, no, we're not paying you. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine. So I don't know. Lately, I tried to kind of get a feel off of them. Like, have you guys worked with other influencers? Based upon my following, my interactions that I've been getting lately, this is about my average cost for this. For example, if it was a large company that I know has a great marketing budget, right. I have recently found out about a media kit. And somebody asked me for that. I was like, a what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're right.
And so it basically just tells them, and I have to update this all the time, a little bit about me, my current like following on my platforms, you know, what my reach is, my age range that I reach out to. And then I basically say like a TikTok video is $500.
Yeah.
An Instagram reel is $300. A story post is $15.
Yeah.
And so I go in and change those numbers basically depending on what I think they can afford.
Right.
So if I know that they are able to pay me, I raise it. If I know it's somebody smaller, I lower it. And I'm like, you know, also these fees are negotiable. I am willing to talk with you about it and see what you guys think is fair for the both of us.
Right. Right. What do you do whenever like you do send that out and then someone is like, yeah, I'm not paying you shit?
Right.
Like, how does that kind of feel? Does anyone ever is they ever disrespectful about it, or they're just like, yeah, I'm not paying you? Or
so I did reach out to one in Florida because I was going there. I was like, you know, most of my stuff is in Oklahoma. I'm just curious. You know?
Trying to branch out a little.
And so I reached out to them. I was like, you know, I'm going to be visiting the area at this time. I would love to come out. I post content like food, travel, and would love to feature you guys on my page. Yeah. And they said, okay, that sounds great. What did you have in mind? And I said, you know, typically my content is in Oklahoma. I would love to branch out. This is my fee. Please let me know your thoughts. And they said, we've had influencers come out with millions of followers that didn't require payment. And I just responded, okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Not coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang. I've like, that's the crappy part about it is, you know, like you have to start somewhere, you know, and like you want to value yourself, but like you also like, especially when you don't have those millions of followers, it's like, you know, you understand that, but I hate whenever people, even where sometimes I don't even want to say it, but like in certain jobs that I know that I've worked at before, you know, like they've expressed how like decently sized creators have came out and tried to, you know, do things with them. And that's kind of like their view on it is like, oh, well, we've had this person and this person do this for free, so why would we pay you? Right. And I'm just like, man, like.
And, you know, like, because this isn't my full-time job, I would even be okay with them saying, you know, I've had people with a larger following than you come out, did not require payment. We would love to have you come out and comp your meal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll work with you.
At least try to work something out. Yeah.
But when they're rude about it, I'm like, you know, I'm okay.
Have you ever did any of these deals where like afterwards you were like, ugh, I shouldn't have even done that?
Yes.
Yeah. What was that like? Can you talk about that?
I mean, I have been to places where, I mean, majority of my stuff is restaurants. Yeah. I've been to places where I didn't love the food.
That brings me to another question. What do you do whenever that happens? We just talked about that the other day. So when that happens,
I like to try to find something else there that is good. Yeah. Maybe the experience is great. Right. Because I will go somewhere if I don't love the food, if like the service is amazing. Like, you know, these people, they're super nice. They love, like, they know that I'm there to support them. Yeah. You know, then I will support them. Yeah. If it's like they have something that not other places have, I don't know, like a massive margarita tower or something. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's why you want to go there. Maybe you're not going there for the food, but right. I try to find something else to focus on. Yeah. To promote them. Yeah.
Because we were just talking about that, and it was like, what would we do if like we didn't like the food, or like there was nothing that we could say good? I guess at that point we would just be like, hey, we'll just pay for our meal. Yeah. But that's so hard to tell someone, though. Like, that would hurt me so much to have to tell someone. Like, I'd rather pay than to promote something that I didn't really like.
I mean, I do have friends who have been places for that, and then they just ended up not posting their video. Yeah. You know? Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. So, what would you say, like, has been one of the best, like, compensations, if you don't mind, from a brand deal? You don't say any names or anything like that. Just so that way for the people that are watching, that are starting, you know, what can they expect to like for a beginner, you know, starting out, someone that, I mean, you don't have like a huge following. What's your biggest platform right now? TikTok?
Well, my biggest following is on TikTok, but my biggest, I feel like I'm getting more out of Instagram right now, even though I have less followers. Yeah, my engagement has been better on Instagram lately.
Yeah. So for someone that, you know, does have a decent following, but not a great following, like what kind of compensation can they expect if they do a good job?
Like the biggest that I've done was 1,600.
Nice.
And that was for 6 videos.
Nice.
Across 3 months.
Okay.
So just kind of as I made them, I would send them for approval. They'd get approved and we'd post them. And they ended up liking it so well that we've actually continued our contract for the end of the year.
Nice.
So
nice. I bet that's a good really feeling too, where it's like, and you know, like, okay, I got this one coming. Now all I got to do is add to this. Yeah. And then I can start building.
Yes. So that made me feel really good when like our contract was done and they were like, hey, we actually really liked this. Yeah. Let's do it again. And I was like, yes, I'm in.
That's funny too, that like you talk about like how you have like a bigger following on TikTok, but more engagement on like Instagram, because like TikTok for some reason hates me. TikTok absolutely hates me. And it's so annoying. Like I will post a video on TikTok in 6 minutes time, it'll have 250 views, stops. I mean, literally, like I remember one day I posted a video right before I clocked out for work. By the time I made it to the car, literally like 2 minutes later, it had like 180, 200 views, stopped. Just cut out. And like the like ratio, like I'm catching like 250 views, 60 likes. No, it's just, and I'm like, why? Like, why are they doing this to me? Whereas like Facebook, engagement is off the charts. Like the weirdest platform of all, like Facebook. I post videos to Facebook. I'm probably reaching like 100,000 accounts on Facebook. But like TikTok, it'll be like 20,000. And I'm like, why do they hate me so much?
I don't know if anybody has figured out TikTok's algorithm.
It's so weird. Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
I constantly see videos of like, this is how you get in the algorithm. And I'm like, all right, let me try that. It doesn't work. Yeah. 200 views.
And then, I mean, my sister posted a video 8 months ago. Yeah. And then it randomly blew up 8 months later. Yeah. I'm like, how?
I guess that's kind of like how some of my videos have too. Like they're just randomly catching views and stuff.
Does not make any sense to me.
No sense at all. What is your favorite platform to post to?
I used to hate Instagram Reels. But they're growing on me. Yeah. It's just new. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I feel like any time I'm trying to figure out how to post on something new, I hate it. Yeah. So I think TikTok, just because that's the one I've been using the longest. Yeah. But my engagement's been awful, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Instagram is my favorite too. Yeah. Instagram just has a different feel to it. Like it has more of like a creator feel. Like I feel like it has more creators on there. It has more people that are like trying to be influencers, or just people that are in that space are on there. You know, TikTok, you've got like a lot of kids mixed with like a lot of people who frankly aren't doing shit. Like they're just talking or whatever, you know, the case may be. But like when you get to Instagram, it's kind of a little bit more business oriented. Yeah. And I feel like I can learn a little bit more from that as opposed to like scrolling TikTok and just seeing a bunch of, you know, crazy stuff going on and stuff.
I feel like I know a lot more people who use Instagram. Yeah. So hopefully that'll go somewhere. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. The Instagram is probably the one that like when I post a video and I'm like, oh, I hope this goes viral. I'm like, man, I hope it goes viral on fucking Instagram. Yeah. Like, and if it goes viral somewhere else, the first thing I do is go check Instagram. I'm like, okay, how'd it do on Instagram? Is it
doing it there?
And then it's like 300 and I'm like, ah, damn.
Goodness.
So if you can name one of your favorite partnerships that you have done, what would it be?
I love visiting Shangri-La, just because it feels like I'm at a resort. Yeah. I mean, it is a resort. Yeah. So I feel like I'm not in Oklahoma when I go there. Yeah. And that one's always so much fun.
Where is that at exactly?
It is on Grand Lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
I've done 2 collabs with them the past 2 summers. They got the hotel, the pool. They have 4 They have 3 full golf courses and a
Wow.
par 3. They may
Yeah.
have another one. I'm not sure.
Do you golf?
Yes. I'm
Really?
not good.
Oh, really?
But it's fun.
I've like top golf, but I've
Yeah.
never like actually played a real golf course.
It's fun.
It does seem fun.
I'm awful.
Do you drink whenever you golf?
Absolutely.
There you go. Are you out there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, cracking a beer,
Yep.
getting ready to tee off?
Absolutely.
There you go. That's how you do it right there.
So that one's really fun.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. Goodness. There's so many that I like.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose.
Yeah.
But that one just has so much that comes with it.
Yeah.
So
Probably be the top option.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that new theme park coming
Yes.
to Veneta?
I kind of wanted to reach out to them.
We have to.
You have?
Yeah, or we wanted to. I'm not
We all
sure if
should.
Skylar. I don't know. Skylar
We all
reaches out to
should.
so many people all the
That would
time.
be so cool.
It's hard to keep track of, everybody she's got going. She tells me, "Hey, we got this place on this day," and I say, "All right, let's
Yep.
go." Because I don't do all that. I just let her do it, and I just go along. I'm the plus one. So
Yep.
I
That's
just
how
get
my
to-
boyfriend is. We
Yeah.
have a calendar on the fridge, and Sundays I'm like, okay, this is our week. We're doing this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. As long as it's good stuff, I'm like, all right, let's do it. But
Yep.
it's like when it gets to the boring, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I
I've
guess.
started kind of noticing the things that he doesn't like to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to take my mom to this one because you
Yeah.
are not going to like it.
Yeah, there you go. What kind of things does he like? What are the ones that you're like, all right, I'm taking my mom instead of him?
So he's actually a really picky eater.
Oh, really?
So anything that doesn't have like chicken or pizza,
Yeah,
plain food,
yeah.
I'm like, he's not going to like this. Like, he doesn't like Mexican food. I
Really?
know. It's crazy.
See, that's where we thrive together because neither one of us are picky eaters at all. So anything, I can
Same.
find something good. I love it
Same.
all. So
I'll
if
try
she ever
anything once.
You said what?
I'll try anything once.
Yeah, I ate a cricket once at one of the ones that we just did. There was that was kind of one of their specialties was crickets, and I'm like, fuck
give
it,
it a
when in
go.
Rome,
Oh my gosh.
I ate a cricket.
Where was that? I got to try.
It was tacos El Mezcal. Tacos
Okay.
Mezcal.
Oh, the TXMZ?
TXMZ, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been in 2 years, so
Yeah.
I'll have to go and try the crickets.
Try a cricket. They're kind of weird. So if you can just block out the fact that you're eating a cricket, it's really not that bad. My problem is I immediately blocked it out. I get halfway in the cricket, it's chewed up in my mouth, and then I start thinking about the fact that I have a chewed up cricket in my mouth, and I'm like, it just kind of went from
down.
being all right to oh, this is a little
Wash
bit
it down.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, so for me, if it's food involved, I'm definitely all the way down. That
Yeah.
would be if Skylar ever took her mom or someone else on a food date,
We'd be upset.
we might break up. I'm totally kidding. So what would you say is one of your dream partnerships? What's one of the things that you're just dreaming, hoping to have?
I would love to. I don't want to use the term travel agent,
Yeah.
but I would love to go and review resorts
Yeah.
around the world and create content for them.
That'd be crazy.
That is my big goal.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
So if I could reach out to somewhere in Bali
Yeah.
and be like, hey, I'm a content creator, travel content creator. I'd love
Yeah.
to come and review your resort. And they send me out.
Yeah. That'd be
the big goal.
lit. What would you say is probably one of your most dream places to go and do that for? Would it be Bali or?
I mean, Bali, yeah.
Bali.
Thailand,
Yeah.
Egypt.
I want to go to Bora Bora,
Yes.
but in November because it's cheaper.
Good to know.
That's just an insight.
He's
Every
been-
time I talk to her about going to
he's
Bora
been
Bora,
looking for
I'm
a
like, yeah,
while.
we can go as long as it's November.
Yeah. I want to go
That's
to Mykonos and everywhere in Greece.
Yeah. Those. I'm a tropical type of person, so Bora Bora, Cayman Islands,
Yes.
somewhere like that was definitely going to be my go-to spot if I could choose anything.
That would
for
be
sure.
amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you deal, right, with the negativity that is associated with content creators? A lot of times content creators get told, go get a real job. You know what I mean? This is a real job. This
Yeah.
pays more than your job. So how do you deal with that negativity, especially with you still having to have a real job, not being quite at that position yet where you are making more money than your real job, you know, how do you deal with that negativity?
I don't feel like I have experienced a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But my thoughts are, like we talked about earlier, I'm getting free food.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm experiencing all of these things for free.
Yeah. Or
at a very low cost, where those people who are looking down on it are not getting those experiences.
Right.
So I kind of try to think of it that way. Like, I am experiencing so much right now.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's I think if you can like have that type of attitude, it's honestly kind of easy to just brush those haters off. Because like you said, like there hasn't really been a lot of people that like say it to me directly, unless it's just like some random hater from Connecticut in the comments that's like, get a real job.
Right.
Podcasting is not for everyone or some shit. But like for the most part, no one ever says it directly to you. It's just like a lot of like kind of subliminal messages about stuff or whatever. And, you know, I'm just kind of the same way because, and not only am I getting like paid and getting these free things, but at the end of the day, like, I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit around and talk with my friends and talk with people anyway. So why not make a good conversation, do what I already do, and like help someone out, you know? Like at the end of the day, I'm having fun, and someone out there, like there's been countless people that have reached out and said, hey, I really enjoy the podcast, like, or hey, this moment in this podcast really resonated with me. Like, thank you for making these, you know? So like that's literally all I need, you know?
Right.
Like, you could have 100 people that are telling me you suck, you're the worst, you say like too much, you're ugly, you're black, you're stupid. Like I've had a lot of weird comments, like a lot of them. But like as long as there's that one person that's like, thank you for making this helped me out a lot, I'm chill, I'm good.
Yeah. So, I guess I have gotten like the comments mainly on TikTok, I would say, like, stop posting about Oklahoma. Oklahoma sucks. It's awful. Everybody needs to leave Oklahoma. And it makes it worth it when there are those people that are like, this is so cool. I did not know this was here. Thank you so much. I love watching your videos. When I want to go see something new, I go to your page. Like, they do make it worth it. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think is the worst thing about having to make content or making content? I guess you don't have to make content, but what's the worst thing for you about making it?
The worst thing for me is that fear that the company or the business that I'm creating that for isn't going to like it.
Isn't going to like what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had, I mean, even recently, I was doing a paid promotion, and I had to redo my video 6 times.
They didn't like it?
They sent it back 6 times.
Wow. What were the reasons they were sending it back for?
I sounded scripted, which they sent me like 2 pages of things to talk about. I'm like, yes, I sound scripted.
You sent me a script.
You sent me a script.
That's funny.
That was a big part of it. Like, you don't sound excited. Well, no, because I've had to redo it so many times.
Yeah.
And it gets frustrating. I get it because they are paying me for content, but it does get frustrating because they reached out to me, so they know the content that I put out.
Right.
They should know like what to expect coming from me.
Right.
So that for me is the hardest part, is because I was like, I don't even want the payment anymore because I'm so frustrated that it's not what you guys want. Yeah. But we made it through. Yeah. And it was all good.
And I've had that same thing too, where like people have reached out, they want to be on the pod, they get on the pod, and they don't want to talk about anything that I have to ask them. They want to talk about what they want to talk about and all the questions that I'm asked. And it's like a lot of times, like, this is a podcast. Like, sometimes I do have episodes where I just get on here. We just bullshit. We talk about stupid stuff, you know, and it's just fun, you know. But like a lot of times, for the most part, like, I want to know who you are as a person. I want to know kind of, you know, like where you got your start, what made you, you know, do what you decided to do. And I can remember like having some episodes where like I'm trying to talk to people about that, and like they don't want to talk about that. They are wanting to stay away from that because they already, like, I guess apparently to like them, like people already have a bad connotation about them because of that. But that's why I'm asking the questions. So that way you can set the record straight. You can tell people what's really the truth. But instead they kind of like, oh no, we can't talk about that. Oh no, we can't talk about that. Oh, I can't talk about that. And then whenever people watch the episode, it just reassures that connotation that they already had about them.
It could be an opportunity for them to change the narrative that people have of them, or get the story out that they want to
have out. Yeah. Instead, they just like shy away from the question, and it's like it makes it look even worse. So that has kind of been like one of the hardest things. And then like you have to deal with people that are like messaging you afterwards, like, hey, can you take this out? Hey, I don't want that in there. Hey, can you bleep this? And I'm just like, no, I can't. Like, I'm not going to. Like I asked you before, you know, is there anything you don't want to talk about? That's why, you know, so that way I don't have to deal with that. So it does kind of suck.
Makes your job harder.
It does.
You're already editing and then making edits on top of edits.
On top of edits that I'm not prepared for, type of thing. So, oh man. Anyways, okay, so let me see. I kind of lost my track here. What are some of the favorite places that you've already traveled to? Like, I know that you've done some traveling and stuff, like out of the country and things like that. What are some of the places that you've enjoyed going to the most?
Well, I do love the beach, like you said.
Yeah, there you go.
Really anywhere an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
Like the Dominican Republic, Cancun. I know Cancun's almost like overrated, but it's a beach and a resort, so I'm in. Yeah,
there you go, right?
Goodness. I did go to Germany. Mm-hmm. I would love to go back. I was there like 2 weeks. We toured like 7 castles.
Oh, wow, really?
It was amazing.
What is a castle like? I mean, we've seen mansions all the time, but a castle?
It's insane.
That's got to be insane. Does it look like a castle? Like when you pull up, you're like, oh shit, castles really look like castles.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then some of the ones that we saw were like mansions, you know, but then like we went to some massive ones. Right. I'm like, I cannot believe that
someone
this
actually
is real.
Lived here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Mexico is probably my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
Strong margs, good tacos.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that, right? There you go.
Can't beat it.
What is one thing that like people need to know about traveling outside of the country?
Oh. Gosh, well, I haven't been since COVID.
Yeah.
So we've actually been trying to renew our passports, and that's been a hassle.
Right.
Gosh, I feel like I'm not an expert on that anymore.
Yeah.
It's been literally 3 years since I've left the country.
I've never been out of the country, but even for myself, I think a lot of times people don't realize like how truly inexpensive it can be to travel outside of the country. Yeah. Most of the time, the most expensive part about traveling out of the country is getting out of the country.
Right, the flight
there. Once you get out of the country, it's like everything's so much cheaper.
It is.
Stuff like that. Skylar, she's from Vietnam, so she's been to Vietnam and stuff, and or she's Vietnamese. She's not from Vietnam, but she is Vietnamese. So like she's been there, and you know she's just told me about like the things that like you can get with $1 in there. Like, you know, the value of your dollar just goes so much further, and like that's just one, like not only just Vietnam, but like a lot of places outside of the country and those like kind of third world, I guess, countries. Like I want to go. Yeah, I want to go see what that shit's like. Like I want to go over there and hang out. Like I want to go eat some good, you know, Asian street food or wherever, and just enjoy their culture the way that they have it every day. You know, I think we're so spoiled here in America that going over to some of those countries and seeing, you know, and like really appreciating life for life, you know.
Absolutely.
Like we're so spoiled here to where like we don't really take the time to really appreciate life for like what it truly is. Like we are too busy looking for the next brand deal or for the next podcast guest or wherever it is, you know, that we don't actually take the time to just sit back and enjoy life for what it is. So
I agree.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of getting to the end here of this pod. So pretty much my last, I actually did have one more question for you. Do you think that you'll always like live here in Oklahoma? Like you make the content about Oklahoma. Is this home for you? Or do you think that you'll see yourself maybe taking your talents elsewhere to South Beach or something? LeBron
I would
James
like
style.
to move.
You would like to move?
I love Oklahoma. I would be 100% okay staying here.
Yeah.
I actually really like Dallas, Texas.
Oh gosh. Oh, me too. We love Dallas.
The area.
We love Dallas a lot.
I don't think that I would want to live in Dallas.
Yeah.
I would love one of the suburbs.
Yeah, Arlington or Grand Prairie or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
We go there all the time. I don't know what it is about it. I love it though.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, he would take some bribing, but I'm working on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we love Dallas so much. Every time we go to Dallas, we're always, one of my best friends lives there, so we go there a lot too. And we used to like sell sneakers and stuff, so like we'd go down for like trips. We just go there all the time. Last year we were probably in Dallas twice a month, it seemed like. But every time I'm there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look, babe, there's apartments there, or look, this house is for sale. Look, there's so many places.
Always on Zillow.
Yeah, and then like I get home and I'm like, oh, I miss being at home. The one thing about Dallas that I think deters me from wanting to live there is the traffic.
Yes.
I mean, it literally will take you 40 minutes to get anywhere that you want to go in Dallas, and it drives me nuts. I'm very impatient when it comes to traffic, so that shit drives me absolutely batshit crazy, and I'm like, get me to where I want to go. Like, get out of my way and let me get there. And that's kind of the one thing that stops me from wanting to be there. But
that's the one downside I can think of.
The one downside. Literally, that's it. That's the only thing. Besides that, I'd live in Dallas. We almost moved to Dallas. Like, here recently, it was like this close to doing it. And at the last minute, we were like, no, let's just stay in Tulsa a little bit longer. But kind of right now, that's like the goal. Like,
but Tulsa's growing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Actually, I've been told lately, people think that Tulsa is like a mini Austin.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about that, but okay.
But Tulsa, and you know, when I come back here, I always realize, like, really, there's not really a lot that I'm missing.
Right.
From being there. You know, I mean, Dallas is only a 3-4 hour drive away. Oklahoma City is an hour and a half. Anywhere that you want to go to do something like that is fairly close of a drive.
Yeah.
And then you can come back here. The cost of living is a little bit cheaper.
For sure.
The commute places is a lot, smaller. So, like, it balances out. But at the end of the day, sometimes I am like, I just feel
maybe
like
one day,
one of these days, I'm going to be bigger than Tulsa, you know, like
right.
Tulsa's just not going to be the place that I can call home anymore, you know, so.
I'm right there with you.
I feel that. Anyways, guys, well, that is bringing us to the end of this episode. Is there anything that you want to leave the people with? What's next for you? What can the people expect to see coming from Brooke?
I just want to share more content with everybody. I'm always open to suggestions. If there's something that people are like, oh, I've been hearing a lot about this place, let me know. I would love to go check it out. Just want to keep growing.
There you go. And go ahead and shout out your socials to all the people. That way they know where to follow you.
So on Instagram, my name is Brooke C. Bellendir, and it's very hard to spell.
It's all right, guys. If you guys, the link will be in the description below. So if you guys, you don't have to spell it out for them. They can go hit that description.
And then on TikTok, it's just Brooke Bellendir 1.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you coming by, stopping by the pod today, the Jabber Pod, talking with us. Like we said, guys, this is officially the second female guest that we've had on. So I'm really grateful that you were able to come and shed some light on what you do and how you do it with our viewers today. Guys, that is going to be it for us today. We appreciate you guys for staying tuned, for watching. As we've stated before in some of the previous episodes, we are streaming on all platforms. So make sure that you guys go to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you guys watch your podcast, hit that episode up. We appreciate you guys for watching, for staying tuned, for subscribing. Everybody hates Jabber. We out, guys. Awesome. That's great.